How you feeling?
Hi, I'm Katie, and I think I'm at a 6. I'm looking at Mark. My name is Katie Gilchrist, and I am drunk, and I'm going to talk to you. No, wait, stop. Are you recording?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hi, I am Katie Gilchrist, and I am going to talk about the Tudor dynasty. Which, when I went to the bathroom earlier, I thought to myself, like most Americans say dynasty. That's not right.
So what would you call it?
I would call it the dynasty.
Okay. So you have a problem with American pronunciation. Cool.
Maybe. So, I have had some drinks, and I'm going to talk to you about the Tudor, dynasty, beginning with Margaret Beaufort. Margaret Beaufort was a Lancastrian. She was a Lancastrian. She was 13 when she was married off to Owen Tudor. When she had a son named Henry, important later, she raised him to believe that he had the most, the most claim to the throne. Even though he was Welsh, half Welsh. So Margaret Beaufort, raised Henry to believe that he owned, or not owned, but he was responsible. No! Oh, please start it over again. Okay. Margaret Beaufort raised her son, Henry, who was a Tudor, to believe that he was the actual proper heir to the throne. To the point where, in the Battle of Bosworth, when Henry VII defeated Richard III, and people claim, like, there is a claim that he actually killed him himself. Not sure about that. Fine.
Did he kill his hump though?
You know, people claim that Richard III has a hump, or had a hump. If you look at the BBC documentaries about Richard III, he had scoliosis, like many people do have. Oh God, okay, so hi James. So here's the thing. Henry Tudor defeated Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth. When he was named the king of England, what he did was take the Lancastrian name from his mother, Margaret Beaufort. Actually, Margaret Beaufort. So Margaret Beaufort, and he married Elizabeth of York, Edward's daughter. Hey, dude. Edward's daughter, which is who Richard III was aiming to marry. So when you look at Shakespeare and Richard III is like, oh, Elizabeth, and no. Oh God. Okay, so Henry VII marries Elizabeth of York. The reason why they do this is to join a Lancastrian claim to a Yorkist claim. So their first child, Arthur, is the first Tudor, because Henry VII was an actual Tudor. So Arthur is the very first child of the joining of the red rose and the white rose. So whenever you look at the Tudor rose, it is both the Lancastrian rose and the Tudor rose joined together. Hey, dude. So, if we're talking about Tudor dynasty, we have to talk about the fact that Catherine of Aragon was promised to Arthur when they were babies. They were married. They were actually married. And Arthur died within months of Catherine being married to him. Catherine was held hostage by Henry VII, Margaret Beaufort's son. At one point, that old man, after Elizabeth of York died, wanted to marry Catherine of Aragon. Gross. So Henry, after his father died, married Catherine of Aragon. They were married for 24 years. Catholic. After 24 years and multiple miscarriages, the only issue that Catherine was able to produce was Mary.
Why did they call children issues? I mean, they can be issues.
Well, they can be issues, but it's the fact that in England, the progenitor... Ooh. Mean question. But still, they call people issue... If we were to have had children, they would have called them our issue.
Yes.
I don't know.
We certainly would have called them an issue.
Oh no. Okay, so, hi, baby. Catherine of Aragon and Henry only have Mary. And Catherine of Aragon was a Spanish princess. She waited 6 or 7 years to be married to Henry. They have Mary. During their marriage, Henry falls in love with Anne Boleyn. Oh, making this short is really hard. Okay, so, all right, so, Henry throws a fit because he wants to be, he wants his marriage to Catherine of Aragon be annulled. And the Pope's like, no, fuck you. Nah, fuck you. So he makes his own church because he wants to fuck Anne Boleyn. Well, you know, Anne Boleyn held out for like 6 years and they were pregnant when they got married. And Anne Boleyn delivered Elizabeth. And then we all know what happened to Anne Boleyn. She was accused of witchery. She was put to the block on Tower Hill. Anne Boleyn was executed by Henry. And then he married Jane Seymour like 6 days later. Like, what the fuck is that? So he marries Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour delivers Edward. And so if we're talking about the dynasty, hey, Bob, we're talking about the 3 women that produced heirs for Henry. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, and Jane Seymour. And because of the rights of primogeniture in England, Edward, who was a fucking child, ascended first. He died very young. Then Mary became queen 1553, 1558, and then, hey, you okay? Yeah, I love you too. But what we forget to acknowledge sometimes is the fact that that Anne Boleyn was the mother of Elizabeth I, who, in the Renaissance, as the British would say it, in the Renaissance of England, Elizabeth presided over the country from 1553 1558 to 1603. I think that's right.
Correct.
She lived and changed England. And she is the final Tudor monarch. Oh, I feel bad. I should have talked more about Edward. Anyway, I should talk about Edward. Edward was also a Protestant. Edward, who was delivered of Jane Seymour, was raised by his father and courtiers. When he died as a teenager, the only Catholic that came into the throne for the Tudors was Mary, because of Catherine of Aragon, her mother. All of you know, I mean, right? Like, you would go to your mirrors in high school, maybe, and go, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and you turn around. It's because of Mary Tudor. Oh no. Okay, so I just burped. So Mary Tudor was vastly older than Edward and Elizabeth, and Edward preceded her in the Tudor line because he was a man. And then when Elizabeth came to the throne in 1558, it was because Mary had deliberately tried to turn England back into a Catholic country, and she was murdering people. And she married Philip of Spain, and oh, this is so bad. Okay, so long story short, from Margaret of Beaufort, who married Owen Tudor, to Elizabeth I, what you have is Henry VII, Henry VIII, Edward I. Nope, Edward the, whatever, the fifth. Fourth, Edward IV, Mary I, and Elizabeth I. And the one that we remember the most, of course, is Elizabeth. And after Elizabeth, that line dies. Elizabeth, who chose not to have children, and chose to execute her cousin, Mary, Queen of Scots. Oh, baby, James the First of the Stuart line was the... Oh, no. James the First was Elizabeth's ascendant. Well, that's not right. The ascendant isn't right. Was her...
Descendant?
Descendant, no.
Predecessor?
When you talk about... No. It's not ascendant, it's not descendant. It's her, it's not predecessor, because that would have been Mary. It's her...
Successor?
Thank you! It's her successor. And that's where the Stuart line comes in. Oh.
So you done?
I don't think I talked long enough.
We're at 14 minutes.
Okay. Bye!
Put a button on it. Cut it out.
Hi, I'm Katie Gilchrist, and I fucked up. It's Drank Bank. You can talk about whatever you want. I don't know. We should edit this.